There are 4 lower ball joint control arms because BMW. There we go. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm putting ball joints on this 2014 new to me BMW X5. If you've seen Mini Cooper content on this channel before, I traded the 2011 Mini Cooper for this 2014 BMW X5. I don't know what I was thinking either. It was a good deal, better than the Volkswagens and others we were looking at, so we bought it. But it's got a few problems, as I just stated. The ball joints need to be replaced. But if you do want to catch Mini Cooper content, I'll eventually be working on my son's 2005 Mini Cooper. He took the engine out and I got to put it back in because he's on a Navy ship fighting for our country off the coast of South America. But this BMW also needs brakes, and I don't think I'll do that in this video, but I'm going to do it today. Probably be another video. Also, it needed a battery, so I think, and I put a new radio in it because I do that, but I think there was a lot of problems with this car. And when the battery, it was like from 2016, when the voltage drops, all the computer systems kind of get wonky. And if you're diagnosing this, you could think it's a computer, but replace the battery, all that stuff is back together. Now, a couple lower ball joints and brakes. So let me get to it. There are 4 lower ball joint control arms because BMW, why not? I've already pulled off the big plastic guard there and another little one over here. You can't see the frame rails or the subframe with any of that, all that plastic covering all this up, so you got to take it off to get to it. But I went ahead and pulled the wheel off, as you can see, and we'll show you the ball joint setup here. Here's one here, and then there's the other one there. Seems to be pretty simple. 18 millimeter, 21 millimeter bolts, and then these lower bolts down here are a 12.27, so I had to order a 12.27, and I'm gonna just try to take the bolts, these individual bolts off, and pull them out. So I've seen others do this by pulling the top of the strut loose and then pulling the axle nut loose. I'm gonna do my best, I think, to try not to do that. So if I have to do it, I'll let you know, but otherwise that's it. For other tools, the lug nuts are 17 millimeter. There's a whole bunch of little 8 millimeter screws and a few of these push pins, so you're gonna need 8 millimeter. Hopefully you got a drill and then one of these to get these plastic pieces out. So yeah, let me get right to this and see if we can pull these things apart and get you some good views while I do it. This is typically where I would hit the ball joint right here, but since this is aluminum, I'm just going to hit it from the bottom with my Rugga hammer. Well, unfortunately, this lower ball joint won't come out because it's hitting the axle. So 36 millimeter 12 point is what I need. Before I continue, I'll walk through the steps that I did. These bolts are ridiculously long. So if you loosen the ball joints, these bolts, these 12 point bolts, I want to reuse them, but with the way these little tabs are, do not hit on these with a hammer. Get one of the new bolts from the kit, put those on there, and then hit the new bolt, or find another bolt, because if you want to reuse these, obviously these do not have this big washer on the bottom. So if you want to reuse these, don't hit it with a hammer. I hit it a few times, noticed it was starting to get unshapely, so I went ahead and switched it up. So that's definitely the trick. Once this is loose, to get the rest loose, you can just pull that the bolt out of the bottom of the strut. The strut's loose. Now I'm going to pull this center bolt out with this 36 millimeter, and these wobbles are very helpful. As you saw, the back, it's almost impossible to get the back of this front control arm. It's almost impossible to get the tool in here. So I was able to get this. So it's like a 3-inch wobble and an impact swivel with an 18 on it back there. So that's what I had to do. The odds be forever in your favor, as they were in mine. See, now this is free. I think I need to pull that ball joint out before we can move forward. Or the control arm part of the ball joint, I guess. Let's call it that. So close. There we go. Now let me hit this one. Pickle fork for the win. Ow! And the devil. Well, I've got the new ones here. They do have a hex in the end, so you can hold it still. I can't find my metrics, but it is a 6 millimeter, so I've got, I don't remember which one, but I've got a standard that's will be good enough for that. As you saw, I needed the drift pin and my smaller hammer to knock the axle back. Getting the lower one really needed the pickle fork, so I broke out the pickle fork, and the pickle fork got the lower ball joint out, so everything is loose and free and out. I don't know if there are any other tools. Nope, just those. So yep, that's what we needed. Those are the extra tools I brought out. So I'm going to put this back together in reverse, and you can watch that, and then I'll move over to the other side, but I won't show you that since I just did this side, and it's going to be the same. torqued down. Somebody's been in here before, clearly because of the way that it was and because of these. Somebody's had some tool on that axle. You can see it right there. So somebody's done something to that axle, but we're good. Everything else, all the tie rods seem good. Maybe struts eventually. Upper ball joint seems good. This boot is a little torn on this sway bar, but we're fine. So yeah, brakes time, I guess, and then move to the other side. Well, that's it for that side. I'm just gonna go ahead and move over to the other side. Same thing. Yeah, I think I walked you through all the tools that you needed, and then you saw that I did have to take off that. So 12 point is the key for that 36-inch and the 27-inch bolts. You have to have that, or otherwise they're not coming off. Now you can have a 27 12-point wrench, which I had, and I did use that when I needed it. The new bolts that come on these new ball joints are 22 millimeter. So if you need to get that off of the bolt that you've been hammering on, that's what you're gonna need. So otherwise, yeah, that's about it. It wasn't that bad. A little bit of a pain, but time for me to move on the brakes. Thanks for watching. More content on the BMW to come. Catch you on the next one. Oh, like, subscribe, do the free things.